Hello, it's time for another review, and today I'm gonna review. Um, put on the title The Hobbit 3. The title is so long, but it's the Battle of the Five Armies. What it's about is after part 2, the village, the dragon was released from the mountain and then destroyed the village, the fishing village, and then the villagers escape to the mountain in part 2. So the movie, as you know right now, is heavily dependent that you watch part 2. So it's not a standalone movie. Anyway, and then these fishermen, they go up the hill and somehow or other they get into a fight with some dwarves, and then who also get into a fight with elves, and also get into a fight with orcs. Say one hobbit. So that's basically what this movie is. And as you can tell from my tone that even though the reviews has been raving about this closure of a trilogy, for me it's just a movie that tries to clone. I mean, they try to do Lord of the Rings Part 3, Return of the King. I think that's the title, but it doesn't work in terms of the theme or the epicness of Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is more epic. Even though I personally not a fan, but I do recognize it is epic. I will tell you why I'm not a fan. So because in this movie, the reason it's not epic in this movie, the Battle of the Five Armies, is because the reason for the battle, for the war, for whatever, for the conflict, is just about the goal. And the goal that is hidden in the mountain, you have to see part 2 to believe this. So for me, that is not a strong reason to create. And I mean, I know the people who are Lord of the Ring fanatic will give some excuses about, oh, the goal is important. No, it's bullshit. It's like it's just fighting goal, and that sucks. That's not a good reason. It's not I don't know. For me, just to get the goal, and the most funniest part, the most broken part of the movie, and I said this. I mean, when I saw it, I have already feel the hesitation. The broken part of the movie is that the human faction of these five armies is not really an army. They are just fishermen who have lost everything, who are tired, who doesn't have any food. So they are not really an army, and they are not trained to be soldiers. Yet they can fight orcs, battle-trained orcs. Where in the final scene where the orcs showed up and fight them, is to me, I kept thinking like the orcs are battle hardened. They are animals, yet this bunch of fishermen can survive the onslaught, which to me is just not unbelievable. So it stopped me from truly grasping like the whole epic thing. And besides the story point, which is I think that's broken, the reason that I feel discouraged by this movie is because it's just, to me, the studio is trying to milk everything out of J.R. Tolkien. I mean, granted, the Lord of the Rings stories are interesting or exciting. I mean, yet I fail to understand why one book, which is The Hobbit, which is the shortest one in the whole mess, can be made into a movie, into a trilogy. which I think is just the studio way of trying to milk the J.R.R. Tolkien. I think if you compare to Game of Thrones has more depth, has more excitement than this mess. Granted, Game of Thrones is a TV series, so The Hobbit should be made into a TV series. If they want to stretch it, it doesn't deserve its own trilogy. It's not epic. I mean, the Peter Jackson, who is the director of this, tried to link this movie with Lord of the Ring 1, and to me it feels forced, because sometimes you just see Saruman showed up, you just see this character giving the advice to find Aragorn. I don't like when studio try to make money. I mean, they have the right, they have to make money out of movies, but trying to exploit the franchise with just a crappy movie, and trying to make the audience, the fans go. So maybe I don't know, I'm cynical about that. I don't support the movie. I went to watch because I watched part 2 and part 3. I just want to. Part 2 was better than the part 3 movie, than this movie. I think part 2 had more character because of the dragon. That was the desolation of smoke and small character. Very interesting. So I love part 2. Part 3 really is a lesser movie. Yeah. So what's good? But I have to say something good about it. I mean, it's not all bad. The good thing is, what can I say? The CGI. CGI is good. Even though, like I said, I mean, I just want to be honest with you. I'm disappointed in the ending. The ending battle, especially when I see the humans fight the orcs. Besides the unbelievability of that situation, humans, fishermen, not armies, fishermen winning against the orc, not being slaughtered by the orcs. Besides that, I'm disappointed with the battle scene at the end, where they fight in this village, so-called castle and whatnot, and I'm really not impressed. I really don't want to discuss about it. I really don't want to think about it. It's just a movie. It's not bad. I'm not saying that it doesn't have the quality, but the storyline is simply broken and not to my taste. So I know somebody will love it, and that's fine. You can love this movie, but it's not Lord of the Rings. It's not epic as Lord of the Rings. If you want your money worth, go and watch Lord of the Rings 2 and 3. Don't watch part 1. 2 and 3. Return of the King, I think, is one of the most epic fantasy movie. And that's it. That's for my review. And I just want to add this part of the video about I hate Peter Jackson. And it's just, I know hate is such a strong word, but he can't make any other movie than The Lord of the Rings. I mean, he tried to make King Kong, which failed. I mean, did anybody saw King Kong? I saw it at the Mama. Had a restaurant that they're showing King Kong. Bad movie. Didn't like it. Didn't even want to buy. It's kind of movie that is just crap. So the whole Hobbit trilogy has been, except for the part 2 was it, has been kind of crappy. Yeah, I just want to be angry, but I'm not. I just want in my head, I'm just angry at Peter Jackson, and I'm trying to be angry at this review. I can't be angry because I'm not in the mood, and angry is such a negative state. I don't want to be that. But the movie is not something that I'll buy a Blu-ray. Definitely not a Blu-ray movie. No, it's just a boring normal movie with CGI. You can tell CGI. Disappointment. disappointing. And yeah, as a result, I hate Peter Jackson. As a result of this movie, I hate Peter Jackson. He should join Michael Bay and in the garbage bin. I just want to also announce that I hate Michael Bay movies nowadays, because of the same thing. They're just exploiting CGI effects and beloved franchise, but the movie is crap. I'm sorry to be negative at the end of the day, but that's my honest review of Hobbit 3, otherwise known as Battle of 4 Armies, which is actually Battle of 4 Armies and a group of fishermen. That's my review. Thank you guys for watching.